Hi there, welcome to the Dr. Randall channel, Success TV. I'm Dr. Randall George Nozawa. They call me the Bounce Back Blind Guy, and this is Transforming Adversity into Opportunity. Today's topic, today's success topic, heroes, high school, dream building, and transforming adversity into opportunity. Yeah, I'm going to take a walk back and talk about high school. I want you to do the same too. That was a big part of my life, and I think it was a big part of yours. And you're going to have to ask yourself who influenced you a lot. Okay, your parents probably. For me, it was coaches, and that's brought me here today. And by the way, I went to Iolani High School in Hawaii State, the most prestigious academic high school in Hawaii. But I went there on a football scholarship. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I was dumb or anything like that, but I was surrounded by very smart people, and the curriculum was very tough. This was in the early 70s, and I got there as a 14-year-old ninth grader. What I learned is that, here, I'll just give you this. In my first year of college, some of you have taken College 101, which is college algebra. First year college algebra was taught in the Iolani ninth grade. That's why it was so hard. And that I wasn't quite ready for. But that's where I started. I was surrounded by very smart students. A lot of my classmates went to Stanford, Harvard, Yale, MIT, Carnegie Mellon, Cornell, Princeton, Dartmouth, Brown, all the Ivy League schools. I went to University of Oregon. But see, I was glad to get into college because in Iolani's history, they have graduated each senior class, and all have got into college. College preparatory school was the best in Hawaii State. And I didn't appreciate it back then, I do now. I'm so glad that I went. But what influenced me most was Iolani athletics, coaches, my teammates, and what transpired. Iolani is not a big school, there wasn't anyway. It's much larger now, but we competed against schools that had a much larger population, a lot more athletes, a lot more selection in athletes. And as we were told, we weren't going to be as big or fast or as good, but we're going to be in better condition. And we were. We ran more. What I learned there was the one-team concept, especially in Iolani football. What that means is that you learn your assignment, you do it well, and you don't let down your teammate. And what happened was that we didn't win every game, but we won a lot. And that was the competition, is the conditioning, the practice, knowing your assignment, and doing very well, not letting down your teammate. See, what happens about that with the one-team concept, which I wrote a book on as a business building concept, is that when everyone works together, it is one team. You win as one team, you lose as one team. On a team, say a football team, not everyone is going to get to play in the game. But because everyone practices and allows, say, the starters to do well and increase the skill and all, it's still one team. So those people that don't get to play in the game, they're still part of the team, and an important part of the team. And that's why it's one team. So as we win as one team. As we lose as one team. So the thing is, that concept I took into life, not only in business, but also with my family, and how I view the classroom, how I view our neighborhood, and how I view our worldwide community. So that became a big part of my life, and that was all from high school. Oh, and by the way, more and more of my classmates and people that went to my high school are viewing in. So if you're from Iolani, please tell your friends. I think this is worthwhile watching. And I'd like to acknowledge a few people that that I've reconnected on Facebook, and well, let's see, Kurt Kashiwara, linebacker, Gary Kaneshiro, linebacker, Dini Shiki, defensive back, and most recently Brian Morikuni. Don't quite remember where you played, but what I remember about Brian, everybody, is in my senior years, I'm sitting in the bleachers. I don't know who I was talking to, even I was just relaxing, drinking beer or something like that. He's running bleacher stairs to get in better condition, to increase some foot speed, to become stronger. And see, I remember this, and this is 40 years later. What I remember about that is that, that's an Iolani guy. That's Iolani football. And that guy's, Ryan, I mean, I played with him football-wise, but, I remember him all these years. One of my heroes. So's Kurt, so's Gary, so's Dean. Very important people in my life, all studs. And all went to college. And that was the virtue of the school. Like I said, I never appreciated then. I do now. And especially our coaches. My Pop Warner football coach went to Iolani, also went to USC, but Mr. Harold Hahn, he basically taught Iolani football at the Pop Warner level, and I was very primed to get to school there eventually. But he got me into that school, and what he taught me was the Iolani concept, the one-team concept. Do your job, know it well, don't let down your teammate, and you keep on trying. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Keep on doing it till you get it right. Always look at the bigger picture and compete well, and when it's over, it's done. So that's what I took out from school. And yes, I was not a great student, but I took that one-team concept. I took that, the Iolani way, the athletic way, and I turned that into the classroom. So what that did for me is that I studied hard, repeated all the lessons, got to homework as soon as possible. You know what I found out? I love studying. I love learning. Got great grades thereafter in college. And some years later, not the smartest guy in the world, you know what? I get to call myself Dr. Randall George Nozawa for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's right. I'm a doctor. I think, he could never do that. Maybe I didn't have the brains for it, but I had the will for it. I had determination for it. And what I did, persist, persist, persist. Learned my, studies well, organized it, repeated it, repeated it, repeated it. Got well at it. And achieved the highest designation in the land. I'm very proud of that. And what else happened there too? I got to play a year of college football for the Oregon Ducks in 1977. But I found out that one, I loved it, and wasn't as good as I thought. But I got to play a whole year. Lived every minute of it, and moved on. Became a competitive bodybuilder, steroid-free. I got to place in a couple shows. I had a third in the Mr. Oregon show and a fourth in the Mr. Pacific Coast show. A lot of competitors. I was one of the few that was steroid-free, and I did well. What I learned, I probably couldn't become a professional. But see, what happened with all that, and what I learned at Iolani High School, is you dream big and you go after them. Not all of them come true, but it's a progression, it's a process, and it's what you become during the process that's most important. And as I have more and more of my classmates and people that went to my high school tuning in and looking at the show and looking at my Facebook posts, that's important to me, because I came from there, we came from there, and a lot of those people I know, they're my heroes. Because they don't know it. They did what they did. We were learning, we were growing, but I looked up to all of them because I learned something. and it made me better. Yeah, so that's why part of this segment is called Heroes, and high school is a big part of that. And my coaches were a big part of that. And Mr. Edward Hamada, head football coach and the head of the athletic department, he most memorable next to Coach Harold Hahn, because Mr. Hamada was simple, organized, and expected the highest level of performance. And he didn't care that we were smaller, not as fast, not as talented. He wanted to win, and we practiced to win. We didn't win every game, but we were in every game. We never got blown out, and in a couple of those years, we were one game away from winning the conference championship, and in my junior year, one game away from getting to the state final. Not bad for a small school. And see, those are those life lessons that I learned, and my coaches were my heroes, my parents were my heroes, and the people I went to school with were my heroes. I remember a lot of you, and so I want you to tune into the show and see what I'm doing now. That leads me to Transforming Adversity into Opportunity. It's a program that I created actually for myself to lift me out from despair, from depression, just being down and out. After the car wreck, where I lost part of my vision, and after I got shot in the face, where I lost all of my vision, I had to make a decision. What the hell am I going to do? What's a blind guy going to do? And you know what I kept on repeating to myself is that, you're an Iolani guy. Iolani guys don't quit. Iolani guys don't back up. Iolani guys always go forward. Even when it's the worst, even when the odds are against you, you go forward. You know why? Yeah, because that's what we were taught. So it doesn't matter how big the adversity is, you go forward and you can overcome it. And and that's part of the name, why I named my program that, Transforming Adversity into Opportunity. Because what I found is that often misfortune is a disguise for opportunity and an open door. And this is mine. I get to finally do what I love doing, and you know what, I'm good at it. Yeah, I'm good at it. Okay. I was pretty darn good at this for 13 years. I didn't love it, I just was good at it. But this I'm very good at, and I love it. You see, what I do now is I am an impact transformational advisor. Big name, right? So what I do is to help people optimize their greatest talents and awaken their deepest passions so they can live their greatest lives ever, which may include higher profits, much better relationships with their spouse, children, or at the workplace, much better and higher levels of health, not only physically, emotionally, nutritionally, spiritually, but also including the sense of self-love and self-worthiness that sometimes we tend to neglect. And all of this wrapped up into the mindset of Kaizen, which is constant improvement in all aspects of life that is never ending. What I devote my life to is educating, inspiring, empowering people to live their greatest lives. And I'm good at it, and I love it. And a lot of this I got from going to this one high school, called Iolani High School. And I learned a lot there. Didn't appreciate being there, I do now. And I appreciate more my education there, getting into college, and all those heroes that I told you about. My parents, of course, but the coaches, and all those people that I played ball with. And it's not only football, but I also played soccer and I ran track. All those people, I remember all of them. I'm very grateful for it. So, that's my segment here. And it's like, why would you want to hire me? Because I'm an expert at winning. I'm an expert at failing. I know what it's like to do both. I know what it's like to make millions of dollars. I know what it's like to lose millions of dollars. And I think all of those life lessons have made me better. And I tell you, getting shot in the face was not fun. Being blind is not fun. But I think I'm better and stronger for it. And I'm thinking I'm a better teacher because of that. I've got a lot of things to do. And if you look at our world, especially when you listen to the news, nothing but bad news. But I'll tell you what, with all the bad news that's out there, there's an equal amount or more of good news. And what's my job? What's your job? Is to make all the good bigger. Make the better bigger. Because we can. And it could be money. It could be friendship. It could be love. It could be health. But what if we lifted up society, our worldwide community, and just didn't think about ourselves? This is what I think a one-team concept means to me, and that's the Ilani way. Oh, this is Bruce, by the way. And let's do that together. Hey, for all you Ilani guys, please, watch my stuff. Look me up on Facebook. Well, let's do this thing together. And like I said, I so appreciate you, and didn't get a chance to tell you that 40 years ago. I am now. So appreciate our school, and appreciate getting into college and where I'm at now. And when I get down, when I get depressed, those times when I feel that things are going too slowly, that I don't measure up, I just tell myself, an Ilani guy doesn't quit. An Ilani guy finds a way. And I have. Stick with me. Okay. I'm Dr. Randall George Nozawa. They call me the bounce back blind guy. You have to believe it first before you can see it.